Alright guys, so I'm going to help you figure out where the artifacts are on the Valguero map. Super simple. First one is going to be the destroyer at 67 by 89.1. You could take a screenshot of the markings that I have on my map to show you where the locations are, but if you don't, then you can go ahead and just follow along with me, because obviously there's some of them, like the Sky Lord, that are going to be inside of a cave. So just because I give you the coordinate doesn't mean that that's exactly where it's located, so do be aware of that. This one is going to be inside of the Wyvern Cave, all the way down in the depths, basically in the middle if you want to classify it as that. But once you see this little tiny black island, you're gonna see the Sky Lord artifact right there. I would never recommend bringing an RG into here, you will get destroyed. Bring your Pteranodon. But now the next one is going to be at 33.7 by 51.5, or at least that's where the entrance is, because you're gonna see a lot of like lava and jumping platforms and whatnot, and nobody got time for that, to be honest. Ain't nobody trying to waste their time trying to waste resources making grapple hooks. So this one is just gonna be on the far left hand side of this little lava part, and then you're just gonna park your RG right alongside it. It's a little bit tricky, but at least this way you can dismount to the right hand side and get trapped with the artifact so you don't fall into the lava basically. But now after this one, you are gonna need some fur armor. But again, you don't really need it if you're just going to go there really fast and then get out. You're going to look for this spot right here. It's a little bit more concealed, but it's at 15.7 by 27.7. You can take your flyer in there again as well. These ones are super simple. The next ones are going to be where it's going to start getting a little bit more annoying. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get to those places, because little coordinates aren't really going to help so much for that. So don't worry. But this one, it's kind of a buggy one, I think. I've come here twice and it didn't spawn up, so I had to reset by going out, coming back in, and then it was here. This one's the Cunning, if I'm not mistaken. But now this one is very annoying. You're gonna have to go into the aberration zone. The spot is 32.7 by 92.3. Don't forget, you cannot bring your flyers inside of this location, so find somewhere safe to put it. And then you're also gonna need grappling hooks, hazmat suits, climbing hooks, all the stuff, the whole shebang basically. But once you get inside of here and you see these ruins, just hold to the left hand side and just go straight. Left hand side and straight, past the woods, past all of this, until you see this little yellow ring. Once you see this ring, you're going to need to make sure you have your hazmat suit on, because the radiation ain't going to be messing around. 36.4 by 64.6 is the entrance that we're technically going to. You're going to want to go past the radiation, holding on to the left hand side, and then going ahead and grabbing, if I'm not mistaken, this one is the Gatekeeper, 46.7 by 87.1. This cave has two artifacts inside, if I'm not mistaken. This one is the Devourer and Colossus, or Colossal, or whatever it's called. You want to press up the button. You could take your flyer inside. I would recommend taking a Pteranodon that you don't really care about too much, and just going past all of this. Now I will do a little bit of jump cutting, because you just have to literally follow a path straight until you find this little like waterfall you're gonna fall inside of, and then you're gonna want to hug to the left hand side. Now remember that waterfall that we entered in from, that little lakey type part, that's where you're gonna start for both artifacts. It's kind of like the best point of reference to go back to. You're just basically hugging the left hand side of this wall, and then on your right hand side right here, there's going to be bats, spiders, all that crap. Centipedes, if I'm not mistaken, is here as well. And then you're gonna see the artifact right here. Remember, if it doesn't spawn, just step out of the zone for a little bit and then come right back, and it should be there. Now the spot that we were just in, remember, with the lake that we originally came inside of, instead of going to the left, you're gonna go to the right. Make sure that you have a pickaxe though, because you're gonna have to break a rock that's a little bit hard to see if you're not paying attention. But you're just going to want to follow this path straight on down. You're straight down, and then if I'm not mistaken, you're going to see this spot right here with the yellow crystals, and there's more bats everywhere, electric eels in the water. So do make sure you're prepared. There's no way you're going to get through this butt naked, and if you do, all props to you. But you're just going to want to go past the column, straight down here. This is where I'm saying that your tames won't work, is because you're going to be basically stuck in here, having to hit these little cracks to swim right past. And the last thing you want is for your Pteranodon to get stuck in here. Now, once you get inside this cave, you can grapple gun all the way to the far back of the ceiling, and that's where the Devourer is going to be. Now, if I'm not mistaken, right underneath us is going to be an exit, but you guys can figure it out for yourself. It's not that big of a deal. Now, this is the last one. There's 3 artifacts inside of here, 73.1 by 40.5. We have the Strong, we have immune, and we have, what's the last one? The pack. Holy crap, there's so much stuff going on here. Literally this whole section right here outside is the brood mother area, where there can be like multiple mini brood mothers and spiders and all that nonsense. But ain't nobody got time for that. Just fly down and go to the back. Just follow this path. Literally just follow all the way straight down, dodging all the enemies, getting past all this crap as far as you can. But now you are gonna have to remember one specific spot. I'm gonna show you just so you can be careful. I'll let you know when you have to pay attention to it. But right here, this spot right here, you don't have to remember it, but this is what you're gonna look out for. There's a little column, but that's holding up another rock. You're gonna want to slip inside. Now this is why I'm saying you might lose your tames, because you will have to like get off of it over here. If I'm not mistaken, you could use a saber or a thyla to get past here, if I'm not mistaken. But now this door right here, remember this door, because this is going to be the point of reference that we're going to have to come back to get to the last artifact. So past that door, we make a left. There's going to be a little stone bridge, but you have to jump over it. There is a gap, so be careful. But the gap is actually what's going to lead us to the second one. But let me not get ahead of myself. Just literally go past the crack, all the way to the back of the room, and you're going to see the strong. Now, from here, we're going to go back to that stone bridge, and then go straight down. You will need your grapple hooks here, climbing picks, whatever you want to take, but you do have to be aware. This area, it might look peaceful because nothing is spawning in for me right now, but there are a crap ton of enemies in here. Bring your shotguns, bring your rockets if you even want to, because there's actually quite a lot of rockets in these red drops, to be honest. But once you get inside this mushroom room, you're gonna want to head all the way to the back. You're gonna kind of see an idea as to why I say to make sure you're prepared for this, because look at all this crap that's just huddled together for whatever reason. But we have the artifact right here, which is the immune, which is the second to last one. Now the last one is gonna be back to the door that I originally came in from, but instead of going to the left to go get the artifact of the strong, you're gonna want to go to the right, and then you're gonna, from here, you're gonna go ahead. If I'm not mistaken, you're just going to go all the way straight up until you see this little rock formation with the tree, and then you're going to want to go to the right. So right here it looks like it's to my left, but obviously if you're coming on foot, it's just to your right. You don't want to follow the path straight on down, dodging all the enemies, killing them, whatever you want to feel like doing. But once you see the reflection of the water along the stone walls, that's how you know you're in the clear. There might be some eels in here if I'm not mistaken, but you just want to get past all of this crap, just all of this. Go ahead and swim up, and right when you reach up here, that's where the artifact is at, and we're done. Catch you all later, guys. See ya.